There were many different people whose lives were greatly affected by the creation of the Berlin Wall, and in a matter of days families were split up, and there was little chance of crossing over the border. There were many people who died attempting to cross the Berlin Wall, and escape attempts claimed the lives of many different people, including even an 80-year-old woman. Some were subjected to terrible treatment and were refused medical care that could have saved their lives, and the screams of victims were heard for hours at times. People referred to the wall as the Wall of Shame, and thousands of people did manage to escape over, but it's believed that over 200 people may have been murdered and killed for their chance of freedom. One woman who suffered was Erna Kelm, a 53-year-old woman who was the 23rd person to die at the Berlin Wall. But what was her escape attempt? Erna Kelm was born on the 21st of July 1908 in Frankfurt. She had 2 children, and in the years after the Second World War, she moved to Lübeck and worked as a nurse. This region was at the time occupied by the Allies, and Lübeck was in the British zone. She moved without getting the required permit and in 1948 she then moved to West Berlin to work in a home for child refugees as a nurse assistant. She left West Berlin often to visit her own children who were in Potsdam, which was in the Soviet zone, and she was suspected of even being a spy and in handing over intelligence about the different forces. This led to her being interrogated in the November of 1953, and she then moved back to Potsdam in the Soviet zone. But she returned as she missed her children, and she then took another job working as a director in a care facility. However, on the morning of the 11th of June 1962, a fisherman who was working in the River Havel in Berlin, Zenneldorf in West Berlin, came across a body floating in the river. It was Erna Kelm. Her ID card was found in her sock, and she had made a brave attempt to try and subvert the Berlin Wall. She tried to swim across the River Havel to West Berlin, and there was in this region a small border guard detachment, but it was nowhere near as populated with guards as in the other parts of Berlin. There was an investigation launched, and it showed that Erna Kelm had died trying to swim across the river, and that she drowned, and there had been no crime committed against her. She was not shot, but no trace of her body was reported to her family to begin with. She was only one of 8 women killed at the wall who made escape attempts. The reports of her death was given little attention, and she was one of the oldest victims of the Berlin Wall. Thank you for watching, and to support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. And again, thank you so much for watching.